Millie, we're gonna do a little mic check before you start the show, yeah? Yeah? Ready? Go.
Yeah.
Right, so you got when you come in, it's mic check one, say something.
Okay. Hi.
That's not something.
How you doing?
I'm just trying to think if your microphone's a bit too loud or what. So I'm just getting that right from now.
Hi, y'all.
You're alright. You're kind of a little bit squeaky, but you're alright still.
Speaker.
Yeah, you need some bass on your voice, you know.
I need some WD-40 on my voice. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, you need some bass on your voice. Maybe if I don't know what kind of laptop you got, but you need some bass on your voice. Maybe your microphone or whatever. You need to sound more like a man, you know.
Come on, when I talk like this.
Yeah. You need to sound more like a man.
How you doing?
Yeah, you need to make the man part kick in, you know. For real.
Yeah, got 2 against 1, innit?
Right.
How are you, Millie? You alright, babe? Yeah.
So who else is gonna be on the board today?
Headless chicken today.
What's Shireen have man problem today, innit? Yeah. Hey, Shaheen, Wagwan, you have man problem.
No.
I can get you one on the internet.
We don't have man problem. We are the problem.
Oh, you are the problem. So what's the problem with you guys?
God.
So, Millie, it's your show today. What are you going to talk about?
Well, we're going to talk about, we're going to carry on from the weeks that we were talking about. So it's very, very interesting.
Yeah. So what do you want to carry on about? What part? What is it you want to get?
Talk about jealousy amongst women and the severe effects.
Oh.
He's scared about that one.
Yeah, because I'm not a woman, so I can't say nothing. You know, I fell asleep,
Yeah, but men have it as well.
Yeah, well, you know what I was thinking about as well? I've done some research, little research, but it come up yesterday. I saw it, but I didn't really go into it, yeah? A lot of these transgender people are regretting switching over.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, the transgenders.
Yeah, you need some treble on your voice, on your microphone. Unity.
Right.
Yeah, these transgender people, some of them looking at what they cut off and realize they need it now. You know what I mean? But they were born
I
with
was thinking of doing that topic on a very, from probably a whole section on that, because you know what, this is it's sensitive, it's serious, and it's also overpowering other genders, which is not fair. Obviously, from the female's point of view, I have a very strong view about this, and I think it's going to cause a lot of friction if I start saying my views, because transgenders, most of them obviously, when they change their sex and they become females, and then they want to take our space, basically, that's the way I say it, our space, who are the so-called natural females, and they don't like that when we say that. So this is going to be a very taboo topic, and I'm very much into this as well, but it has to be done properly, you know, because people have to be very open-minded and not get offended and be very clear on this.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that another time.
I'm born and bred from a town known as Brighton,
Yeah.
so we're quite diverse in sexuality.
Yeah.
And I've always grown up around transgender, gay, you know, the sex of how they want to put themselves as. But the thing is that it is a big topic. I'm quite free-spirited, to be honest with you. But yeah, it can affect women on how they perceive it as a transgender taking over. But then again, insecurity lies, doesn't it? Really.
I don't know how you put insecurity, because Millie, first of all, is adamant. Let me just make it very straight. And I know probably not going to be, but I'm not against transgenders. I'm not against gays either. They're human beings. At the end of the day, this is how I see it. We're all human beings, but we have different views, different sexual orientation. Fine. But when we as women are still fighting for our rights, we're still fighting. Yeah. We've not actually gained everything right now. We're still in the field of fighting with governments and in the male-dominated areas that we want some rights for ourselves. So we're still doing that, really. To be honest, we think we've elaborated. We've in the 20th centuries. Yes, we've done it. No, we haven't. We're still fighting, mate. So then comes the transgenders, which is fine. Okay, they want to be transgenders. Happy for you, be that. But when you're going to start saying no, I need to go and play sports with Millie and Oscar because I'm a girl. But you're not a girl, though. Physically, the strength of a man is still there.
All right. They're doing
Would
this.
you go in a boxing ring with a transgender? No, you would not.
Well, they're trying to make them. We can do this still, you know. We can do this.
I wouldn't go to a boxing ring with you, though.
So
because the thing is that I have hung around with a lot of transgenders and a lot of gay sexuality. I have a lot of friends that are, and the way that they are, and the way that they come, it's just like, it's amazing, because I just feel like for myself, I felt like they made me come out of my shell. They made me more confident. They made me see life in a different way. Now, whereas
they're lovely people.
Where you're coming from, like where you're saying that the women feel that they're being overpowered by them, but I think what it is that because those women that do feel overpowered by them, they must feel insecure, because
no, I don't agree with
that. For that mentally, for them to feel like that, I mean, unless they really, really get to know that person.
No. You're talking about personality. No. I was born and bred in Manchester. You're talking about personality. That we have got more gay people there than I've never seen anywhere else.
Yeah, but you're mixing it up, ladies. You make a gay and a transgender is two different things, you know.
No, I'm talking about personality. I was just going to go there. The personalities of gays, transgender, they're lovely people. I'm not saying their personality has an effect on our rights and equality. I'm not talking about their personality. They're all lovely people. I know that. I've met a few as well. But what I'm trying to say, then comes the reality, right? So they've also come up with 3 toilets now. I think there's one for the men and the female, and the transgender bathrooms, I think there is, in America. Correct me if I'm wrong, because of the women are saying, no, we don't want you coming to ours, and the men saying, we don't want you coming to ours. So I do feel for them, because, they want to be a part of society. They are a part of the society, and they want to be mixing. But having said that, still, the men and the female are not allowing them in their places. The female are saying, and this is what they've said, I'll come up with the lady, her name's Rosie, I think it is. She goes, look, Millie, they are naturally born as a man, isn't it? Yeah. And now they're changing because there is some psychological thing going on here. There is something that's there that they can't seem to understand. And I do know this pop star, this American gentleman who's telling his son, I'm going to get it out, his son's about 18 or 13, I don't know. He's allowing his son to go for surgery, I think it is, and he's only 9, just because he's playing with girl toys and he feels like a girl, but he's a little boy. And so he's allowing his son to go for a surgery and change himself. So where do you draw the line there? Because the grown-up ones are transgenders, fine, no problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. Of course I don't.
Nah, but listen, a guy playing with girls' toys doesn't mean say he's a transgender. Doesn't
exactly.
mean. You know what I mean?
My daughter played with cars and with her brothers. Doesn't mean she's gonna just because she's feeling that way. I'm gonna say, oh no, don't play with that. Play with dolls. Oh, she's a tomboy, but she's still a girl.
Well, when I was growing up, go on, Mill.
Mentally, they look at it as they're a boy, but I can understand where you're coming from in regards to equality, because women's right and women's equality started back in the 1930s. Whereas transgender equality started it started in America actually, in the 1950s. So, they've both been fighting for quite some time to actually get their own, to get their voices heard and to get their own status and to get their equality. So, even us as women, we've been fighting for a very, very long time, and also the transgender society as well have been fighting for a very long time. So, obviously, like within that time, they have become stronger and gained a lot of a lot of audience as well. So same as women. If women now, we look at equality. I mean, like in workplaces, right? We didn't have that. We did. Women were. They were less recognised.
They were doing the same job of getting paid less.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, it does still happen.
Of course it does. So that's what I said to you in the beginning.
And the thing is,
we are still fighting.
But even a transgender, it still happens to them because you need
I'm
to.
not saying it doesn't.
Yeah.
Really? I'm not saying that, babe.
No, but I'm saying like it still does happen to them because they, even though like they're born as a man, but scientifically within their body, like within their hormones and everything that they have, their chromosomes are mixed up or whatever it is. Then they decide to become a woman, and they're then paid for being a woman.
Yeah, they take hormones and all the rest of it inside. Yeah, I know that.
So I can. In one concept, yeah, I understand.
I'm not. What I'm saying is that really, I think maybe I'm not clear enough. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
I'm happy for them. There's absolutely no way. This is my opinion, okay? Like I say, always my opinion, my views. People can have their own opinions. I'm not against that. I love human beings, and I believe in the human race, whatever they want to do. But if you're going to start imposing and say, you know what, I'm a woman like you, but yet I'm a trans, so I need to be doing things what you can do, and I need to be in the position what you are in, like us women, and I won't be sitting, basically doing. Look, if you went to a bathroom with your little girl, and there's a transgender there, automatically, because I've seen these documentaries, females will come out and say, no, I don't want him there because I'm physically a man.
Okay, all right. I'm going to tell you something that you don't know. Ladies, I'm going to tell you something that you don't know. Yeah?
Cool. Yeah.
When a child is conceived, yeah, up to the first 2 months, the soul hasn't come into the person yet. Yeah?
Yeah.
True.
Right.
Yeah.
After the second month, then the spirit comes into that person. That soul could be a boy or a girl. Yeah? Now, supposing it's a boy body and a girl spirit goes into that, yeah, then you got a transgender. But there's quite a few cases of what they call soul swapping, yeah, where like, for example, people are adults now, yeah, so like this woman could be like 20 years old, yeah, she's going through a trauma. She doesn't like the way life is at home, and she doesn't blah, blah, blah. She goes through a near-death experience. Now, there's a thing where she can do a soul swapping where she can agree with another soul to swap over. And then that soul can come into that body, and she can leave that body, but the body will be the same person, but the spirit will be a different total person. It's called soul swapping. If you Google it and do some research on that, you'll realize that people can make an agreement with another soul and swap over. They can also do this before birth. You understand? So that's just one point that I've done a little research on. But what we really need is a transgender. Millie.
Yeah.
What we really need is a transgender. We need a transgender to call in.
Just knocked me out there.
Huh?
I think Bless just knocked me out there. Did you understand what you just said about soul switching?
Yeah.
Soul swapping. That's an agreement that the two spirits, the two souls make without the body's consent, That means the body don't have nothing to do with it. Yeah.
So how do you know that, Prince? Is that been pictured? Yes. Has that been documented?
Yes.
Did someone say to you, I was in my mum's womb before the womb and I came out of this?
Yeah, you can do that.
Bless.
You can do that. Like, for example, you're going to come to Earth and you're going to turn around and you're going to go into a woman's body, for example. And you can turn around and say, if another soul agrees to swap, you can make an agreement with another soul, and that soul can go into that body instead. Yeah?
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question now.
Beyonce, man. I should have chose Beyonce.
Beyonce. Beyonce's a girl-ish.
Damn it.
Right, what we need, Millie, we need a
Another soul, isn't it? Soul swap.
Millie, we need a transgender to call in.
And if that's the case, then I would have chose Wesley Snipes.
What do you mean change Wesley Snipes? We don't want no muscly girl like that. You know what I mean? We don't want that. Wesley, all right. Wesley, I represent. Wesley's representing. Don't change him. Yeah?
Oh, God.
You know what I mean?
God.
But you would have changed Wesley Snipes into a girl.
We're going to give Millie a flip. Little,
How about P. Diddy?
Who? P. Diddy.
What about P.
He's already a girl.
Do you not think?
Ain't he already a girl? He might wear ears ring on them thing there, innit? I don't work with none of them. Yeah, if they're not doing, if the millions that they got, and I can't see what they're built for the ghetto, I don't work for them.
Go on.
Right. So what you need, Millie, is to get
Come on.
one of
I spoke to you.
Hi, Millie. Millie.
You know we're going off topic. What we're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're
but
going to end the topic here for next week. We're going to get
let's
transgender.
end the
Millie's gonna
topic
get
here.
transgender.
And let's go on to the lovely topic of jealousy within women.
No.
Amongst
No.
Amongst
Right,
women
Millie.
and their effects.
Millie.
Yeah.
Millie.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell Bless, since he spoke about wigs last week, what has that made you do?
Hold on a minute. Before
What
you
has
say
what
that,
thought
Millie, Millie, man.
Millie.
I would like you to get one of your transgender friend to take part in a show.
Yeah.
That way they can
Yeah,
speak
she'll
for
do that.
themselves, yeah? Because I'm not for it and I'm not against it. Because I see different reasons for them being the way they are. Some are physical, some are mental, some are spiritual.
Yeah.
Some of them are just following the trend. Yeah, some of them just are literally following the trend. And they think they can stop and change. If you look on the internet, you will find that there's quite a few transgender or people that swap their change their sex. And they totally regret it. And YouTubers block them from speaking. Yeah, YouTube is blocking those ones that has had the operation and regret it. YouTube's blocked them all. Why? Why? Is there some truth in what they're gonna say? Are they gonna? I've heard what they said. All those are being blocked. That's why I said this conversation is a platform for those that done the transaction. I could call it a transaction, and they regretted it. Not because the surgery went wrong. It's because they've realized afterwards that they made a mistake. And that's.
Okay.
I'd like to.
We'll
talk
do this
about
for next week.
No, we can
Okay,
do
Millie.
it now. We can do it now. It's interesting. All right then, Millie. Would you like to be a man for a
Go on.
week? Millie, would you like to be a man for a week?
Oh, you shouldn't ask
Millie,
me that.
tell him we are a bloody man and a woman in one.
You know, you should not ask me that question.
Why?
That's so dangerous.
Why? Don't just be a man because you don't just become a man because you just want to see what's in the boxer shorts. Don't do that. I mean, like.
We don't need to become.
You know what? I
You
always
don't
say.
need to become one to see that.
Do you know what it is, right? I always say to myself, there's a reason why God never made me a man.
Why?
Do you know what I'm saying?
Why did he not?
No,
make
I
you-
didn't know what you were saying. What are you saying?
Why?
I don't know if I'm saying on radio.
No, you can. Because you'd be looking at it all day.
Can I be using it all day?
Listen, I'm gonna bleep that out. Bleep, 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 bleep.
There you go.
I always say to my friends, my best friends, I said, there's a reason why God never made me a man.
Yeah, because you couldn't control yourself.
I would think I would be a walking beep, beep, beep. Beep.
You'd be
You know?
you'd be a player if you're a man, innit?
Yeah.
But because you have, listen, it's only because you haven't got it. That's why you want to know what it's like to be a man. But once you got it, you're gonna say, "Is that it?"
I want to know what it's like. Do you know what it is? I just want to know as well, like what goes through a man's head.
Yeah, that's what I would like to know.
Psychologically as well. I think it'll be nice to know, what goes through a man. It'd be nice to have a week off being a woman, to be honest with you.
Well.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, apart from being dangerous, I think you're good.
Nah, well, I don't know. I'm just saying.
The question is now to you. Would you like to be a woman for a week?
Nah. Nah.
You say that with hesitation.
No hesitation. No hesitation. I wouldn't want no man pushing nothing up in me. You understand? Yeah, hear me, Millie. Millie. I wouldn't like to experience a man pushing anything in me. So I wouldn't want to be a woman for a day. Not even for.
I wouldn't want to carry his burden, to be honest with you.
And you know what? Not even so much that, I rate women and I respect them because to carry a child for 9 months, and then to push that out, that's a thing in itself. And I don't think any man can fathom what that is. And I don't really I wouldn't really want to experience that.
And not just that, then to carry that child till the grave.
Yeah, you have to carry that baby.
And the monthly, that.
So man them don't realise that you have to respect the woman, even just to carry a child for 9 months, to go through the pain, and after all of that, you got to rip yourself half in half just to have that baby sometimes, yeah? And then the depression, and some people get depressed, some people... I mean, the whole scenario of just having a baby alone is a wonder in itself, yeah? But then another side of and
then her love.
And then the cycle thing, once a month she goes through her thing. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Women go through a lot, man. You understand? So
also when she carries that child till the day she dies. She loves him till the day she dies, or her.
Yeah, she's attached to that. Men ain't so much attached to the child like the woman. So I wouldn't really...
Yeah.
That's why I say that I have to respect them, because what they go through in everything is a whole leap. It's a lot. So I love them, but I wouldn't want to be one of them. You know what I mean? But then again, you got to think of reincarnation. Yeah? Where...
I don't believe in that.
No, but it's true though. Especially in India and Pakistan and all those places. There's a lot of that's going on over there. Yeah? And there's a woman that she was murdered by her husband. Yeah? And he went to prison for it. But then she was reincarnated in another country. Yeah? And she remembered, she knew who she was as a child. She knew who she was. She knew that her husband killed her. That time she's about 13 years old. The husband's about 50 odd years old, because it's a reincarnation. So after the woman died, maybe about 5 years, 10 years later, she came back as another girl. And that little girl remembered what happened. And she went with her parents back to the village where the husband lived to prove her case. It's all documented. You can even go on YouTube or whatever and watch the thing, and it will tell you that it's really true. And she said she didn't. The guy wanted to hug her, and she didn't want to stand nowhere near him because she's a child and he's an old man. But she knew that he's the one that killed her. And there's quite a few cases of that as well. So even with the transgender thing, that could be all a reincarnation. The reincarnation, you could have been a boy in another life. That's why you want to be a boy again, Millie. Millie. What's Millie doing? Millie. Millie.
I don't think it's that. I just think I just want to see how it would be for a week. And the good thing is, and do you know what it is though? The good thing is, if I was a boy for only a week, no one would know me, because after a week I'll go back to my normal self. So no one would know me, so I can get up to all my shenanigans and do whatever I want. And then I'll be back to normal again.
No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. It's just like the trannies.
It does, because she said she can have a week. It's a week break for her.
No, that means
exactly.
That's nosy. You're just being nosy. All you want to do is just see what I go on, and then that's it. Once you add enough, you want to switch back. That it don't work.
I'll tell you what it is. I think on a serious note, what it is, yeah, we want to know how you don't think inside. Really, we want to get what is it? What is it that you are always thinking? That's what it is. That's what gets to us.
Well, just ask, innit? Just ask me, innit? I will tell you.
No, they don't tell the truth.
I'll tell you the truth, man.
You're different.
No, I will tell you the truth, man. I would tell you the truth. Yeah? So that you need to know that man is man and woman is woman. You need to know. You understand? So you ask me if you want to know what it's like to be a man. Ask me. I don't want to ask you what it's like to be a woman, but I do know what it's like to bring up a child as a woman. You know what I mean? Because I've been a single parent myself, so I understand what it's like bringing up a child, the stress, bringing him to school every day, the do's and the don'ts. And I you know what I mean? I've been through all of that. You understand? So, because my ex, yeah, my ex, yeah, she used to go to work, and I used to be at home raising the children. You see, the roles was different. So I know that part of a woman, but I cannot be a mother, but I know what a mother's role is. But the energy is different. You know, sometimes a child has to have a female energy. You know what I mean? Because it's no good. Yeah, and that's how it is. So I know what it's like to bring up a child as a mother. And
well, yeah, true.
Huh?
Then you have fathers as well that bring up their children as a single father as well. Yeah, I mean, a mother does, like a mother is more sensitive, because you understand as well, like, they have carried that child for 9 months, so they do have more of a connection with that child.
Also breastfeeding the child, yeah.
Yeah, breastfeeding a child and just having, it's
a very deep connection, isn't it? Yeah.
You know what it is though? The 9-month connection of a baby growing inside you, like,
too much.
That's just too deep. Like,
that's it. Yeah. That's it.
That connection is unbreakable. But yeah, and like there are fathers out there that are single fathers, and they do the best they can for their children. They do as a mother do as well. So I respect that as well a lot. But yeah, it is hard for women out there, because I think some men just expect the mum, like when they break up, the mum to have the kids because she's the mum.
No, not all the time. Yeah. Not all the time.
Oh no, it is. No,
but
unless they're being forced off her. You can go to Arab countries, right? It's different.
Not all the time.
Or they take the kid off her.
Western countries, like the mother is expected to do everything. There's no such thing as co-parenting.
Yeah.
Just mum. That's it.
And there's some.
Go on.
The guy goes.
What you're saying.
I don't know.
I know what you're gonna say.
I don't think that's the case all the time, because as I said, I can go by my own experience. Yeah. There is some women out there that got no idea how to bring up a child. They can cook and make dinner, but apart from that, and dress them, but that's not bringing up a child. You know what I mean? That's maintaining a child. And there's some women that can't even handle children. You know, some people, some of them can't. You know what I mean? And I've experienced one of them that she, you know what I mean? At first it was all right, but when they got to a certain age, she switched, and she didn't want to know them. You understand? Like her job was done, and I had to take them. You see what I'm saying?
Oh God.
And that's happened to me. That's happened to me twice. You see, so some women can't handle the pressure of bringing up a child. You know what I mean? Some women are bad mothers. Some mothers can't even cook. You understand? And that's another thing again. So there's not some women, as I said, it's not all of them. Women are obviously, the mother is a mother. You can't beat that. But there is some women out there that's got no idea how to bring up children. You know what I mean? Just like some women out there just don't know how to cook. And their fridge is full of frozen food. You know what I mean? That's not cooking. Because your fridge is full of frozen food, you think you can cook. That's not cooking. You know what I mean? You know, so Millie wants to be a man.
Anybody out there that can do that, feel free to contact me.
Right. No. Millie, advertising is not free on here. Yeah? You can't do that. Yeah, no free advertising. Yeah?
Anybody that like to see some male chromosomes?
Right. Well, then, what you need to do is talk to a transgender, I call them tranny, but the transgender, who has regretted what they've done. You understand? Maybe we need to hear it from one of their points of view. Not those who have done it and they think, it's the best thing I've ever done. I've got boobs and this and that. Yeah, but you can't have a baby.
Yeah.
You understand? So you now have defiled nature. You can't have a baby. So now you have to get... You see, this is the thing about the thing what I don't get, yeah? There's a man. He turns himself into a woman. And he now wants a partner. And his partner most probably be a woman that's turned herself into a man. None of them can't have children now.
Exactly.
Yeah? And so they adopt. Or the woman who transgendered or changed into a man, if she hasn't got her things cut off, yeah, then she might have a baby just for that relationship. But yet, you want to be a man, but when it comes to having a baby, you be a mother for that 9 months to have that baby, and then you go back to being a man again. Right? So that is not what I would call really somebody who is a transgender, because now it's a use and abuse thing. A transgender is for life. Once you decide to become a man, you're not even going to think about later on, oh, you want a baby and then you're going to become a woman just to carry that baby. That's not it. That don't make it. You understand? And there's a guy called Charlie. I don't know, is her name Charlie or Jada or Jade? Remember, do you know about Jade? Ladies, hello?
It's I know what it is. You're talking about the Kardashians.
No, there's some girl called, I think her name is Jade. She's got straight black hair, slim thing, yeah? She was born a boy. All right, she was the first one that kind of went viral.
In America?
Yeah, she went viral. Yeah? She was born a boy.
Oh, you mean Will Smith?
In what? No, not Will Smith. No, not Will Smith thing. This is a white girl, man. You know what I mean? I think her name is Jay or something like that. And she was the first one to actually go viral, and she got all the support she needed to promote why she became why she's changed over sex. Yeah, she was born a boy. She says she never liked being a boy from day one. Her mum wouldn't accept it. Her mum goes, "Oh, he wants to be a girl, so I let him be a girl." Don't question the thing. Don't argue about the thing. Later on now, this Jade, she's about Must be about
Well,
20.
do you know, like one of my daughter's friends, she's actually a transgender. She's actually a girl, but she's a boy. She's got two actually friends that are like that are transgender. So yeah, so they're both. Well, one's a girl wanting to be a boy, and one's a boy wanting to be a girl.
So, look, I tell you what happened to Jade. This is why I say to you, look, you lot need to really do your research on this thing, because sometimes it's not what they think it is. Now, she's a big woman or big man looking like a woman, yeah? Now, she's about 20 odd now, yeah? She went onto hypnosis. Yeah. She went onto hypnosis where they do past life regression. You know about that?
Yeah.
Right. Well, past life regression is when they hypnotize you and make you go back to your past life. Yeah, what you was before in another life. Because we are here, but this is not the only life we've had. We've been here many, many times, some of us, yeah? She went back into her past life regression. I've seen the video, I've watched the whole thing, and what I've discovered is that in her other life, she was a man. And she was gay in her other life. And she was rejected by the whole community because she was gay in her past life as a man. Now she comes into this life as a man. She decides to be a woman. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I said this past life regression shows that some of these people who are decide to become change their sex to one or the other, it could also be linked to their past life. So this thing is deeper than they think. Like, oh, I feel like getting some testicles today, or because I feel like a man. I know I'm a man, and then you got to take tablets to change your voice to make it sound deep. Now you're happy, but you could be still playing the role of your past life, or it could be a spiritual thing, yeah, where your body is possessed by a female spirit, and now you think you're it, but you're not it. You've just got a woman's spirit in your body. And I've seen a lot of churches, a lot of people in the church who came in gay and left not gay. Yeah, and they were prayed over, and when they were prayed over, the spirit manifested in them. The spirit of the man manifested itself into the woman and was speaking, and the pastor cast the spirit out of her or him, and then from that day...
Yeah, but that could be something else, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm just trying to show you there's different reasons in the shadows why some of these people change their sex.
Come in, like you were talking about wigs. There you go.
Yeah, no, we're going to talk about the wig we can talk about the wig in the second half of the show. It's not long.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's more or less the same thing. If we're going to get possessed or get affected by the outside and the outer spirits.
Yeah, but you don't know. Some people don't know. Some people don't know that there's a spirit in them.
It's spiritual force, isn't it? So basically, those can go into anything and anything. So it doesn't have to be necessarily a material thing, does it? It can be anything that's on you that changes you. But I believe in spirits. Like I believe in Jins.
Yeah, of course we do. Yeah.
So, right. And I used to see Jins when I was a child.
I'm just letting you get offline.
Millie, that means said Millie. You see, if you used to see Millie, if you used to see Jins as a child, yeah, you have a gift, you know.
I know, that's what everybody tells me.
You have a gift, but you've pushed it to the side.
I used to. When I first started seeing them, I used to like freak out. But then I got used to seeing them. Now it's like I sense, like, I don't see them, I sense them.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Okay.
I can sense them. I can sense their presence.
Okay, now that you mentioned it, my grandfather used to see them and sense them, right?
Mm.
And I was very close to my granddad, and I mean very close. Like, I knew there was something going on. It was weird when I used to watch him. It's like he's talking to someone or he's doing something. I thought my grandfather's lost the plot. And he's a very tall, 6 foot, very handsome looking man. And I just go, what is he doing? And I knew then as I grew up, I understood later on that he used to talk to Jins and all that. And I don't like all this kind of thing, Millie. I'm not going to lie to you. But
this is the thing, isn't it? You do, when you start seeing these spiritual forces, because even me, when I was young, people used to think I was going mad.
Yeah. It was, you see, in my case, I sense them, and I have a very, it's a very weird thing I feel, and I know something's there. And it's usually either I'm very deeply upset and down, or I'm going to face something, like when my father died, and I sensed a few things, and it's weird, I don't know what it is. I did see something, and I sensed something, and I felt something, and I thought to myself, damn. And that happened to me 3 times. Not once my dad died, once I was abroad, something very serious happened there, and once again, I was abroad again the second time, and I was praying, and I was asking for something, and that happened then as well. And it usually happens when I'm very deeply concerned or very upset
because
about the situation.
They can sense your emotions. Like I'll be honest with you, the last time, when I was younger, I used to see Jins, but they never actually spoke.
So what would it look like when you saw them? What were they like?
The last time I saw a Jin, physically, with my eyesight, was in 2008.
Right.
And like you said, I was in a really, really bad place. I was in a really, really bad. I was crying my eyes out, and it was late. I was in my house, and I looked in the corner of my eye, and I could see a Jin there. I didn't want to look at, and that spoke to me. That Jin spoke to me, and that Jin said to me, whatever that Jin said to me actually came true, because, and I'll be honest with you, I was so scared. I was so scared at the same time, and but I think because they know your emotions, they know how your emotions runs. Because what to remember is that they can sense you, they can sense you, and they can sense how you feel, how your emotions, and how you are as a person, and you have Jins that fall in love with you as well.
Yeah, I know that. But you know how you said that, Millie? You know when you said that, about the Jin? And when I first saw the Jin, which was actually here, and during my dad's death, and I was actually very upset. My mind was just like going all over the place. But all I was thinking is, how do I save my dad? That was just my main upright. And it was getting very deep rooted at the point that my kids were being looked after, my friends, and I had no idea what was going on. And when he passed away at that moment, and I still remember this time, my God, I shivered in my back. It was horrible. The actual Jin was like, I heard him talk, and I heard him giving me comfort. He gave me comfort. He calmed me down, and he gave me comfort. And I didn't realize at that time it was something not normal. But when later on, when I sat down and started thinking, what did just happen there? And everyone was there, but they were seemed so at a standstill. It's really weird what I'm telling you today. I don't usually discuss this. It's the first time I'm talking about it after 18 years. And it was still, Billy, and my dad's lying there, and he's passed away. And I think, who was that person that was next to me? And I still feel till this day, when that person held my hand, they felt like cold stone. They had no feelings. If I touch your hand, you'll feel a sense of warmth or coldness. Something, isn't it? You'll know it's a human being. That person had no... It was just weird. And it was just weird. And she didn't look at me in my eye either. And she wouldn't give me eye contact. So I did look at her, but she didn't give me eye contact. And she comforted me. And she goes to me, don't worry. Don't worry. That don't cry. And I'm thinking, yeah, all right. And I'm crying, yeah, and I'm thinking, go away from me, mate, because, you know, and my dad just passed away. What are you talking about? And then that was it. And this is the honest truth. It was my dad's room lighted up, and then the light sort of not faded away, but it was at a standstill, if that makes sense. I know I'm coming crazy. You might think I'm crazy, but I'm not lying to you. And then I turned around, sat down, I said, where is she gone? Then I ran out the room to check, where is she? Millie, that room looked like it was about 20 to 40 feet long at that time when she spoke to me. But when she left, that room was back to the small room that it was before.
That's your ancestors. That's your ancestors. That could be your granny or someone like that.
Someone said to me that, and someone said to me, ask you, and I've had this 3 times. 3 times I've had this, and this is the first time I'm saying it on air. I never ever have told anyone except for my one kid. Nobody knows about this. Today it's on air. It's just I've been getting the same sense of feeling, and I'm just, I don't want to see. No, that's why I want to call Bless. Bless, talk to me. And the poor guy lifts me up.
Shall I tell you something, right? I'll tell you, there's 2 friends that I knew, and they'd come to Brighton, and they'd got lost, and they were trying to make their way out of Brighton. So they were on this road. It was roughly about 2 o'clock in the morning. They're trying to get home, get out of Brighton, and they see these 2 people walking along, and therefore let me just ask them, do you know where, directions. So my mate is like running down his window, and he's like, I get up to London, I can't seem to find, where I need to go. As they were giving direction, he looked down on his feet, and their feet were pointed the other way. Oh my God!
Yeah. Yeah, my grandmother
was like, I just did. There he goes. Just go. Just put your foot down and just.
Yeah. My grandma used to tell me about something like that. And obviously, I used to laugh like an idiot, but yeah, she used to tell me things like that, and she used to pick up on this a lot. She was just a bit of a, old-fashioned person, and she used to just go on about these stories. But she's talked exactly the same conversation she's told me about. Ask her this, and that woman. I saw that woman twice when I was abroad, but I never believed it. Like I said, until it happened to me 3 times, and I witnessed my grandfather as well. And like Bless said, what Bless just said. This is why I think Bless's experience in his life is very. I'm not bigging him up, but what he said, Millie. He goes, ask her, that could have been your ancestors. Do you know what? That's how, I'm not saying she's my ancestor, but she was a damn good spirit who's been with me 3 times in my very hardship, should I say, or something that I want deeply, and then she's there. But the feeling was brilliant, though.
That's your family.
It was a contentment feeling.
That's your family.
Yeah.
Before you come on this earth, you got your spiritual family. Unity, you got a spiritual family, yeah? So I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
Before you come on this earth, you got all your family. See all your family around you now. You've always been family in other lives.
Yeah.
But you've all played different roles. You could have been the father in the other life, and that's why you have that macho spirit, like you're kind of ghetto-ish. Because maybe last time the husband could have been the brother, or the husband could have been the wife, or vice versa. So sometimes when you reincarnate, you come back with the same family, but you play different roles. Yeah, so your grandmother is your grandmother in this time, so she could be still watching you because you're still family. You see what I'm saying? That's something that I kind of learned about spiritual family. So you have to know. So that's why there are all these Jins and everything. Some of them are bad, and some of them are good. And some of them are your family, and some of them are not. And some of them.
But the weird thing is, though, Bless, and maybe
some of them go. Some of them.
You might agree, and you may not agree.
But Unity, some of them, so-called Jins, yeah, some of them goes into the baby when the baby's born, and possess the baby from birth.
Yeah,
and it could be the opposite
that's
sex.
Keep the women away from a lot of places.
Yeah, it could be the opposite sex. Yeah, you got a thing called spiritual wives and spiritual husbands. Yeah, The spiritual wife and the spiritual husband, they are attached to you, and you don't even know. Some people don't know. Some people are in relationships, and no matter what they do, they can't get a man because they may have a spiritual husband that's running all those other men away. You understand? Or a spiritual wife that's running all the other women away. These things are deep, and these things happen. So when we go back to the gender,
yes, it's what Millie's saying. It's about Jins, isn't it? Yeah,
it's the Jins them. So when you're looking at the transgenders and people like that, how do they know that it's not a Jin? How do they know? Because if you are possessed by a Jin, you don't really know. And if you do, you're going to take on the character of that spirit. And some of these spirits go into the children from the day they're born. So there's a reason for everything.
This is why people have praise, and obviously we have pastors, we have imam, we have these things that we read from the actual Quran as well. Don't we, Emily? To keep these things away. Yeah.
You did what?
We have these prayers that we do.
Yes.
What's
have these prayers
what's
in
it about?
Quran. Now, okay, so basically, right, out reading about this.
The Ruqayya.
Yeah, the Ruqayya, and also
the Ruqayya, yeah.
And also, there's we call them peers, yeah. So basically, they're like sacred. What are they? What do you call them?
I know what they are. That's what my grandfather was. He was one of the biggest.
Yeah, but you have these other peers that do black magic and all that.
And they take it out for you, yeah.
Yeah, but you have bad ones as well.
Yeah.
Now,
my grandfather's well known for this.
So basically, there's actually a surah in the Quran. So there's actually a verse in the Quran that actually lets you enter the jinn within you.
Yeah.
There's like a special type of ritual that you have to do, and apparently it's really scary to do.
You have to be in the field to do this, though. The real people,
You have to be circle, and you're not allowed
have to hide away from the world. Yeah.
The jinns will approach you in many different faces, and they will torment you, and they'll do things to you to try and get you to crack and things like that. That's what I've heard anyway, and that's what I've read.
Have you read it?
Yeah.
Well, I know someone who's done it.
Lovely.
No, I don't think so.
Did they pass?
God, I don't like this kind of behavior. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Are you serious? It's very dangerous.
It's dangerous, but she's a woman that did it. A woman went into the forest. She spent months and months and months there listening to this breath, and then she did this. She conquered it, and this is wrong thing, but I'm against this. And I said, even Islamically, you shouldn't be doing this here because there's only a certain, because we are not allowed to cross the other realm. We're not allowed to be involved with the jinns, you see, and we're not supposed to be a part of them. They can come into our realm, but we are not allowed to be with them, right? So she crossed the borderline, and I've seen her do this, and I've seen her study this, and I've seen her talk to them, and that's when I said, I ain't coming to your house no more.
Because in our religion, in the afterlife, we see them, and then they cannot see us. They're made of fire, we're made of earth.
And there's some good ones, don't get me wrong, who come and sit down and listen to your prayers. They want to be a part of your family, hanging around, like you said, and they don't disturb you.
Brings you loads of chicken.
Sorry?
Brings you loads of chicken.
Yeah, well, they don't disturb you, but there's also, which is very serious, they are also that become human beings to take human form. That's what they say, I'm not sure. And they marry you. They fall in love with you. And they, but that's them, which means they're not supposed to do this because they're not allowed. It's forbidden for them to jump into our world and be a part of us because it's not their world. But they are there.
It's
night time, right? And we're talking about jins.
It's all right. It's all right. Don't worry about it, man. Just pretend to. Don't worry. Just pretend to be a man, Minnie. Just pretend to be a man.
if I was a man, I won't be able to fight them off. They're too strong.
All right then.
But
Well,
anyway, they do exist.
then we are, so what we got there now?
Yeah.
You got all of these.
Luckily, I've had
We're gonna
good
round it up a little bit still, yeah, because we don't want Millie to have a nice night's sleep still, yeah. So we're gonna round it up in a little bit, yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, laugh.
I might end up to this conversation.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man. So,
I'm gonna point them in your direction.
no, they can't, man. They get burned,
Actually, you know
man.
one thing about it, they don't listen to nobody.
No, you see, when you're surrounded by love and light, and when you walk in the path of Almighty God, they can't come into that light. They can't come into that field because you're protected. You understand? So I know, so I'm
that's what she's talking
protected.
about. It's called Ruqayya.
Huh?
It's a spiritual reading that we do. Yeah, a spiritual reading that we do. Not particularly for this, but we do that spiritual reading every day anyway, because we're supposed to read these things every day. So there's no way they enter sort of your realm, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, this is where now we've said all of that. Can't you see there may be a link now to people that sex change, like I was saying in the beginning. Yeah, maybe some of them, not all of them, some of them is because of this. Yeah, like this same thing what we're talking about, which is either attaching spirits, which they call attaching spirits that attach to the person.
I mean, this attaching to them and making them confused about the...
Yeah, making them think that they're a man or a woman when they're not. Yeah, just so that spirit can have somewhere to live, which is your body. You understand? Sometimes it's a bit like that. And remember this.
That's why I say to you, there's very much of a deep psychological effect here, yeah.
Yeah, but remember this, how simple this is, yeah? When you walk into an off license, I told you this before, when you walk into an off license, on the shelves, you got alcohol. Millie, you listening? Come and know so you're eating something. Millie. Millie, put the food down and listen to me.
No, I'm not eating anything.
Right.
I'm not eating nothing. I'm just sat here quietly listening to you.
Hey, Millie.
Damn.
Millie,
I was just about to start on chicken.
Millie.
Oh,
Yeah.
Millie, who's that?
I was about to have my chicken, bless.
Millie. I know you're going to eat something.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's that behind you?
Who's what?
Who's that behind you?
No! Oh my God.
Hey, Unity.
I'm sitting in pure darkness. No, bless. Scaring me, man.
All right, cool. It's all right. Hey, Unity.
No. We're surrounded by the good ones, Billy.
Unity.
Yeah.
The chicken just ran off the plate.
The chicken's hanging on for dear
The
life.
chicken just ran off, man. Took his 2 legs and ran off the plate.
He's stuck on the wing.
Yes.
Stuck on the wing.
All right, so let's round it up because we want you to eat your chicken in peace, yeah? So what we're going to do, yeah? You know, off license.
Bless,
Yeah.
who's that?
Huh? What did you say?
Bless,
What?
that noise.
What?
I wouldn't.
What?
Stop scaring each other, man.
What now? Millie? Yeah, this is live, you know.
Can you hear it?
Hear
I
what?
can hear you.
Hear what? Millie?
You are so funny, man.
This
I
is,
can't hear.
you can't hear us.
I couldn't hear that. It just went off.
Don't worry, Millie. It's your chicken trying to say, eat me, eat me.
Is that eat me, eat me?
Yeah,
God damn it.
yeah, your chicken saying, eat me, eat me.
Good night.
Right.
Eat me, eat me.
Don't worry about it. I was only
But
joking, man. I'm only joking. Millie, I was only joking, man. You know what I mean? That you're covered. You're protected.
It's all right. It's all right.
You're protected.
It's all right. When they get me, I'll come to you. Don't worry.
Yeah, but don't bring your chicken though. Don't bring your chicken. Leave your chicken
I'll
behind.
be coming in your sleep, and no crosses can save you.
Okay, well just leave. Yeah, that's cool, man.
I'll
Just
tell
leave.
you that.
That's all right, man. That's all right. I'll just make sure I lock the door. I'll have a bowl of water waiting for you. You know what I mean? But it's all good.
No 5 lever lock.
No, you'll be all right. Millie, calm down. Everything's all right. No need to be scared. You're covered. You're protected. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. You're safe, man. You got your weapon right next to you. You got your weapon right there, so you're safe. Innit?
What's my weapon?
The chicken, innit? The chicken. Throw the chicken in it.
I'm gonna throw the chicken to it, yeah, like that.
You just throw the chicken, man.
Oh God!
I'm like, do you want some rice with it too?
No, they don't.
Biryani.
Yeah. You're asking the wrong person.
The biryani and give it back.
That's all good. It's all good. All right. I hope you know that we're having a debate today. You know. Yeah. Remember. Right. Now let's get back to the topic, as we was rudely interrupted by your chicken and whatever you got in the house. Yeah. Now, in an off license, you got in an off license. You got alcohol. Yeah. But they don't say alcohol in the shops. They say spirits. Nobody don't really clock this. And that's what they got on the shelves. You got wine, beers, and spirits. All alcohol is spirits. Is a spirit in a liquid form. So that means if you drink it, that spirit now can possess you or you can control it. You can have a little wine or a little alcohol, as long as you don't let it control you. That's why they say you must be able to handle your spirit when you drink. That's what we say, yeah? And some people get violent. Some people get violent when they drink, because they let the spirit get to override them. So when people get drunk, they can't walk straight. They fall all over the place. They lose their balance. Yeah, that's the spirit in them now taking control of everything. Yeah. So we actually do know that it's very easy for a spirit to go into somebody, even in a liquid form, which is a spirit. Brandy, vodka, rum, it's all spirits. You can use it as medicine if you take it in a small doses. But if you get deceived by it, because the book says you may have a drink, but do not let it deceive you. It's in the book. You mustn't let it deceive you. That means there's a possibility that it can. So
Same here.
Right.
Same in our book.
Drugs, crack as well. That's another spirit. Crack and cocaine is another spirit as well. Yeah. So when we're looking at all of these things in different forms, that's why I said the people them who do have the sex change, some of them could be legit, and some of them could be, what I said, possessed by another spirit and accepted it and think that it's them. And some of them are just following the trend. Some of them think they can be whatever they want to be instead of the way they were born, and don't want to accept it. You know what I mean? You know, I've had guys come around us enough time. You know, when we used to do our little thing, the man them used to come. Certain little guys used to come around, and the guy come around wearing all tight up trousers and thing. I said, "Yo, where you going into that tight up trousers?" And he's talking all kind of feminine. I said, "Listen, go home, change that thing there, and come back." And when he come back, the man them string him up. The man them string him up when he come back. String him up. You see, when after the man them string him up, he went and found himself a woman. And now he's married with 3 children. Check that. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes that goes to show when a man think he's a certain way and he got shaken up, it shake the thing out of him. And now he realizes he's a man because he's moving with bare man them. And that happens as well when you got a boy and he's got like 5 big sisters. he might turn around and say he wants to be a girl too,
Yeah.
because of his environment.
It's a bit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I know someone like that who's got 3 sisters
Right.
and is like,
yeah, and I know a guy like that too, and he's gay, but me not really talk to him because I just said, well, his situation is because he had lots of sisters, and he was the last child. Now, I don't. There's so much things, as I said. There's so much reasons why people are like this. You know what I mean? There's guys I know that go on like them a girl. You know. But whatever reason it is, or whatever reason they are, some of these people turn gays and turn trans through abuse as well. You know, like the abuse can become the abuser or something like that. So some of them get abused and they go and do the same thing to somebody else, thinking that they are the opposite. There's a whole heap of reasons behind it, but to say that it's a natural thing, they should research it first. That's what I say. Anyway, but they are what they are. They're all human beings on the planet.
Exactly.
You understand? So I'm not going to hate them, but at the same time, reasoning with one of them, we'll see how it goes, innit? Might learn something from them.
yeah, that's true.
Millie,
Yeah, you always do,
Millie,
Yeah.
Millie,
Yeah.
what's that noise?
Stop.
It's my chicken going quack quack
Okay, with no head.
with no head.
No head. It's got no head on it.
No head. No
Oh.
head.
Oh, you're seeing it now. It's another one of them.
The head's in my mouth. I'm eating it right now.
Alright, then cool. I knew you were gonna eat. I knew you're eating something. You know, you're too quiet, man. That's why I know you're eating something. Right.
I'm not.
Alright, then let's get to the thing about now.
I'm interested in what you're saying.
Well, but it's true
I'm
though.
interested in what you're saying.
It's true. That's why I'm saying you got some friends who have crossed over to the other thing. We could talk with one of them and see what happened. You know what I mean? We can have a talk with one of them. I don't.
So you're saying,
Huh?
basically, you're saying that in regards to alcohol,
Yeah.
right? Because it's known as spirits.
Yes.
So you suggest that instead of it having a chemical adverse effect, you're saying that there's a spirit effect within the liquid form.
No, I'm saying you can drink it, but if you let it deceive you, yeah, now you're gonna fall over and get drunk. Now you've been deceived by it. You've been tricked by it. You're supposed to be able to handle it and know when to stop.
Well, really, that's also in our book as well, that you cannot drink at all, first of all. And if you do, this is what happens.
Right, so it's the same thing. It is spirit. I'm not saying that there's spirits in it. They call it spirit for a reason.
That you can control yourself.
I can't agree to that.
Oh, no?
Because
Really?
the reason why I can't agree to that, because you have medications out there as well that make you funny.
Yeah, but that's the medications ain't called spirits.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, because like you have medications out there that make you feel funny. So if you don't let the medication make you feel like that, does that mean what? Exactly.
the medication is not called spirits. It's called medication. Yeah, it medicate you, mess up your head, make your head giddy. Yeah. Alcohol does the same thing, but the alcohol is called spirits. Yeah, it's called spirit. Why they call it spirits? Why when certain men that drink alcohol get violent
Yeah.
and start beating their wives more when they drink? Did something get into them? Maybe something got into them and changed them and made them violent. That means it's a spirit or a jinn. They got a drink called gin. Did you know that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why are they calling it gin? And it's right in front of your face, but you don't see it. So, as I said, you can take these things in moderation. You can use them as medication or whatever you want to do. But if you let it deceive you, yeah, that's a different ball game. As I said before, some man them get violent when they drink. Why?
That's true.
Why? Some people calm down when they drink. Some people relax when they
Handle
drink.
it.
Some people go to sleep when they drink. And some people get violent when they drink because they can't handle their drink.
Some people get happy. Some people get happy.
Yeah.
Well, looking at the name gin, they say the name gin comes from a beverage which comes from France. It's a French name from the juniper berry, Genever, which is then used by the Dutch to Geneva and shortened by the English to gin.
Yeah, but then isn't it weird that it's called gin, and isn't it weird that it's called spirits?
Yeah. And the Quran says jinn and the Bible says spirits.
Yeah. And what you just said about overtaking too much indulgence of the actual spirit, the actual alcohol, actually one person cannot control themselves. They cannot have if they overdose themselves, that's it, they lose it. They either become, like you said, violent, aggressive, sleep, or sometimes people get happy.
All right, and some women end up having sex all night because they got drunk and don't remember a thing.
Yeah.
Some
That's
man them,
true.
you understand? Why don't they remember
is-
nothing? They wasn't asleep. They was wide awake. But so something took over them.
That's it.
Something took over them, Millie. Yes, something took over them, and they forgot everything. And they wake up in the morning, and when they wake up in the morning, they see
That's
a man in their bed, and they don't know how the man got in the bed. They don't even remember what happened last night.
You know what? I want to ask you guys something, yeah, both of you. You know when they see people so drunk they can't even walk properly, yeah? How do they manage to get to home?
You walk,
I can
innit?
tell you.
No.
All right. That happened to me one time, right? And
Okay.
yeah, it happened to me once, only once. That was the last time. I came out of a rave. It must have been about 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. You don't know how far away you are from home, but you know the direction, and all you do is you're just getting pulled into that direction, and you know you got to go that way. Sometimes you might walk past the road because you're not aware of these things. And I walked, and I got to a bus stop, and I said I can't go no more, and I fell asleep at the bus stop. Yeah. When I woke up, I was literally right in front of my road. You get what I'm saying? But because I was drunk, yeah, and I got to the bus stop and I thought, nah, I'm going to stop here and rest. And I fell asleep. And I didn't realize that I was literally at the bottom of my road. So all I had to do is walk another 5 minutes and I would have been home.
It's weird, that.
Because you don't know. You see, that's what I'm saying. As I said, some people go on with some things when they're drunk. Some people, man them and woman them, don't remember anything. Man goes, oh, you were sleeping with that girl. Why did you do it? Why did you cheat on me? I was drunk. I don't know what I was doing. It just happened. Maybe they're telling the truth. Maybe. Because they can't handle their drink.
Yeah.
So the drink now make them play out their desires. So there is some logic in that. You know what I mean? So not everything I'm saying I'm right. For those who are listening, I'm just giving you my opinion of what I've experienced, and I know.
I just get really happy, so I must have a really happy gin then.
No, you don't have a gin. You have your own spirit. Yeah.
So my own spirit must be really happy, really happy, because I just come out. I have a different name when I'm drunk.
What do you call yourself when you're drunk?
Sasha.
So does Sasha have a different personality?
She does indeed. Yes, she.
God.
And she does a lot of naughty things. She does a lot of good things as well.
All right. Not too much information. Go on.
Personality, she gets really friendly, and she has a good laugh. She loves dancing. loves dancing, because I've always loved dancing myself.
Wow.
But
Wow.
Sasha does love dancing. And you know what? It's really weird because, like, I remember the last time I got really, really plastered. Whew, I just remember coming out of the nightclub, and there was these stairs, and I just remember looking at these stairs, thinking, "How am I going to get up these stairs?" That's the only thing I remember of that night. But my friend was like telling me that you were talking to yourself and you were saying, right, I can do this. I can get up these stairs. And she was like, I was literally right behind you, because she was like, if you fall, then that's it. We're over. But yeah, you know, it's right, because I think, you know, when you're drunk as well, you have no sense of direction. You have no recollection of what you're doing, what you're saying, or anything, and it's like another person's in you.
Yeah.
So when they say to you, and this is, I don't know if it's true, you both can tell me, when they say, when you're so drunk, right, you should ask them whatever you like, they're going to speak the truth. Is that true?
No, because I talk rubbish. I talk a load of...
Nah, you don't.
Like,
You don't remember.
I rang while I was in the bathroom, right, and I was cussing men. And I was like, oh my God. And he goes, yeah. He goes, you actually went to the bathroom, done your thing while you're on the phone to me, and you were cussing men at the same time.
Oh
I was like, wait, and you were talking to women in the bathroom, cussing men, saying all this and that. But I apparently talk a load of rubbish. I get as well.
Well.
So it's like a different person, a different personality, and a different self, I think.
That conversation there, we can go deep on that if you want to. Yeah. With the, what's your friend's name? Your other spirit when you drink. What's her name?
Sasha.
Right. How long has Sasha been with you?
Sorry?
How long has Sasha been with you?
She's been with me since 2000 and... She's been with me since 2007.
Okay.
Since 2007. So what? That's when you first discovered her.
7.
Right. So.
Yeah.
Oh, so you was totally aware of this split personality.
Sorry?
I said you was totally aware of this split personality.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, was you aware of this split personality? Did you know that this Sasha was a total different person than yourself?
No, it's my friends told me.
Oh, you didn't know what you was doing?
My friends told me when we started to go out a lot, and they noticed a total difference in me, in how I am.
Yeah.
So that's when that's when, like, I never touched drink before at all. So in 2007 is when I started.
Oh, that's when you first started to drink?
Yeah.
All right. There's a thing called, multiple personality disorder. Yeah? What happens is that you have people that got different personalities, but the other one will only take over when the situation arises. The other one will take over and look after you, and you go to the back, and this other one comes to the front to look after you while you're still doing what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah. So sometimes that happens, but I'm not going to go too deep into that because something that we can leave that for another time. You know what I mean? But I'm just telling you, sometimes that happens, and that personality will come out, which has been with you for a long time, but they only come out for certain reasons or for certain occasions, or if they need to come out or you trigger them, they will come out. You understand? Just like what I said, when other spirits can be in people.
So, okay, do you know when it comes to split personality and personality disorder, I think there's a big debate about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that. We can talk about that, but we could talk about that, but because you didn't remember anything you did when you drink, that leads me to believe that the other personality kicked in. So that's why you don't remember anything. Sometimes they do, but when you don't remember everything, but yet you're still moving and doing what you're doing, that means that personality is taking control of your body, of which they classify as an avatar.
That's good then, because she's a nice personality.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just trying to make you understand it. Yeah? Which it takes over your avatar, which is your body, and it protects you while you're in that state, because if it didn't protect you, you'd be falling all over the floor. You might be doing something else. Someone might take you out of the building and do what they want to do, and you won't remember nothing. So the other personality kicks in to keep you upright and going. You understand? And
I just think the reason why I don't remember anything is because of obviously with the amount
Say that again. Yo, you got to say that again, you know.
He's there, he's talking, he gets cut off, innit?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear him.
You need to say it again.
Really, funny that
quite a majority of tequila and quite a majority of Jack Daniels. I was literally plastered. But yeah, I just think like alcohol makes me indestructible. I feel like a strength of power within me. I'm so confident, and I just feel like I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, we will discuss
That's how
that.
I feel. I feel this energy, this different type of energy just come within me, and I just feel fantastic.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like, I just feel like I'm Beyonce on the dance floor, Shakira on the dance floor. Just like, I'm a good dancer, I'm not going to lie. I'm a good dancer, and I love dancing. So, and that thing with the alcohol, I think it kind of like emphasizes my dancing a bit more. And like do what I do. But the only thing is that I find that whenever I do drink, like later, it's absolutely disgusting. And
like a hangover?
No, I feel suicidal, I'll be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I feel suicidal, which is why I have now actually stopped. So I don't hardly ever. But it's always on the second day.
All right.
So
Okay.
I just feel really,
That's deep. Right, remember next time we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to tell you what I think it is, yeah? Yeah. I won't tell you now because you're eating chicken, but I will tell you next time, yeah? Right? Yeah, so next time we can talk about this. So all I would say to you on that is if you're going to drink alcohol, just drink a little bit and that's it. Don't get drunk.
yeah, now I don't get to that limit now. I'm getting drunk. I get to that limit where I know exactly I'm just cheerful and that's it.
Yeah, make sure you stick to that, yeah?
You're a cheerful person, anyway, really.
Yeah, no, I just get more cheerful.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, but then when you
Yeah,
get when you
sure,
get too
you're a lovely
cheerful,
person.
go on, Uni.
And I'm just saying, she's so cheerful anyway. And if she gets
That's
more
what I'm saying.
cheerful,
That's what
we'll
I'm
just
saying.
bring her.
That's why God never made me a man.
Why?
I'll be too dangerous.
I
I'll
get
be,
you.
you know.
So saying men are dangerous.
Nah, we would. As I said, I don't know.
Into my
Sorry, Beth.
I don't even know what she said. You know. What did she say, Uni?
Yeah.
I said that's sorry.
What did you say?
I said that's why God never made me a man.
Why?
If I'm too cheerful as a woman, think how cheerful I would be as a man.
You be a you be a player, innit?
It would be a blessing.
Nah, you supposed to be. You don't want
I
to.
will make women feel good. I will make women feel good. I will make them feel they are the bomb.
Yeah, well, you don't want to be thinking like that. Don't listen to me. Stop them kind of thinking. Do at this point in time, do not even think about making another woman feel good right now. Yeah, that's just out of the window. That's not the top. You know what I mean? Don't think about that. Wrong thing. Take a drink or something. Have some wine. Yeah. You know what I mean? Look in the mirror.
God.
You're a woman, yeah? Have a look. You're a woman.
Yeah.
Stay a woman, yeah? Yeah, that chicken you're eating is a boy. Yeah, that's you.
But
Cool.
that's why I'm saying. That's why God never made me a man. Otherwise, there would have been hell on earth. There would have been trouble. You know, I think, you know, it's just, I'll just be out there,
No, you wouldn't.
you know?
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Be out there. Trust me, I'll be out
That's
there.
what you think. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be out there.
Slowly.
You wouldn't be out there. If God made you a man, you'd be in the kitchen, washing the dishes and cooking the dinner same way.
That's what I'd like to say on the road when I can't. Yeah, it's a shame.
Okay.
You know.
So, Unity.
I'm a woman, and I like being a woman. There's nothing wrong with being a woman.
You mean you're a woman? Well,
We
then
have our own empowerment, and you know we're strong, and we're to be very strong character women. We're sensitive. We
We
have
multitask.
you know we can do a lot.
Yeah. We do a
We
lot.
take
We
them
do.
well.
Yeah.
you have babies as well.
Yeah,
So
I'm
tell
glad
me,
I'm a
Blair.
woman.
So what type of so would you never ever want to be? Would you never ever want to be a woman, even for a day?
Nope. I would go out there and rob man.
You know.
If I was a woman for a day, I would
What?
go out there and rob the first man. Rob him. You know what I mean? Because I know so I'm gonna turn back to normal the next day. So you know what I mean? I'll go into the bank. I'll do some things, brethren. But I don't. As I said, a woman is a woman.
But if there's anything out there that would like conversation and give us your feedback, or again, if you wouldn't mind being a man or woman for a day.
All
And
right.
what would you do?
All right, then that's a good question.
Right.
That's a good
And
question.
what would you do for that day?
Yeah.
Come on, we want to hear your opinions.
Yes. So as she says, if you would
I'll be a man for a day, right?
or a woman
If I
for
had
a
a man
day.
for a day, right? Sorry.
Yeah, go on. If you was a man for the day, what?
If I was a man for a day, I'd go out there and beat all the men up.
Yeah, you
As
hear
many
that?
as I can. And I'd come back to my real self and go, wasn't me, mate.
You nasty.
No, you weren't. Yeah,
I'll take all the women's revenge on them.
yeah, but then you end up spending the rest of the night in jail.
And they wake up in the morning, oh God, I've got a bad nose, a broken nose, and my face is... I can't even beat me. Why did you treat your girl like that?
Yeah, well.
Isn't it?
I swear, really.
Well, I'm going to ask. The number to get you through, obviously, if you want to be a man or a woman for the next day, would you experience? The ladies are asking you, would you want to experience being a man or a woman for a day? Yeah? And the number is 079...
Yeah, let's get feedback on that. What would you do?
4, all right, 079 444 31366. Right? 079 444 31366. Where's Limbs when you need him? Limbs, would you be a woman for a day?
you would be brilliant today.
Limbs, would you be... Limbs, we're calling out Limbs. Limbs, would you be a girl for a day? Yeah? Now, you'd be a funny girl, because I'll be just telling you to shut up. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Yeah, man. So
I hope he's listening, you know, because he usually tunes in.
he normally tunes in,
and if
but
he's listening, honestly, let's ask him about what would he do?
would Limbs be a girl for a day? Boy. I wouldn't be interested in him or Shim or her. You know what I mean? That wouldn't be definitely. Nah, I wouldn't be. No, I don't want to think about that.
Oh my God! I think you could ask everyone coming on Thursday show and tonight's show. You could as well ask them what would they do. Start the question off with that with everyone.
All right then. So what we're gonna do? We can do that next week. Would you be a man or a woman for a day? Like literally, physically, everything, the whole package. You know what I mean? For a day. I wouldn't. I don't know.
Of course.
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to think about it. I love being a man. I love being a man. Say that again.
Seriously. I would eat anyone.
If you was a man.
Correct.
Well, men do that.
Right? Exactly, men do that. So if I was a man for a day, that's what I would do.
If you said you went bottomless, I can understand that.
It's not a good sight. Do you know what I'm saying? That's not a good sight.
No, you don't want to do that. You'll catch a cold. For your first, you'll catch a cold. You know what I mean? You don't want to even think about that. You know what I mean? But still, it's a sign to think about for some people. Yeah, just like we're going back to the transgender thing and that. You know what I mean? Maybe you'd have to experience being the other sex for a day to understand how they feel. You understand? But maybe, yeah. But as I said, it goes many ways. There's so much ways around it that. Then I'll give an example. There was a girl that came to my house one time. Nice girl, wonderful girl. I thought, yeah, this is the thing. Yeah, things are gonna go on tonight, you know. Yeah, we're ready. And I sat down and I talked to her. When it come to the time, all right, calm down. I don't reach there yet. I sat down and I talked to her. When it came to the time, yeah, she turns around and said she's a lesbian. I said, now you tell me you're a lesbian. It's night time. Now you tell me you're a lesbian in the night. You've been here all day. Yeah, yamming my food, drinking off my drink. You know what I mean? Getting lean up. And when it comes to the night time now, you tell me, say you're a lesbian. I said, you're a bit late for that, you know. And she just, I said, no, that can't work. And she just got up and left. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you a true story.
Oh my God.
Yeah. She waited till night time. That's a horrible thing to do to a man, you know. So if you want to be a man, Mill, remember this part, Millie. Yeah, she told me she was a lesbian, but she waited till the night time. But she could have been lying, but I knew she was telling the truth because when I was talking to her, and I said to her, "But me not really into that, you know. I think it's wrong." And she was fighting against what I was saying, and she got upset about it, and then she left. You know what I mean?
Oh.
You know what I mean? I never saw her again. I never heard from her again, because at that time there, I thought that time there I didn't really understand lesbians and that. At that time, I didn't understand the concept of this and that. So I was a bit very, very biased about it at that time. You know what I mean? I said, "Bun that." You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
as you get older and you get wiser and you get to realize that some of it is what it is and some of it ain't. You know?
Yeah.
So the ones who ain't what it is, those are the ones then that I would
That is true.
those are the ones them that I don't really work with. And those are the ones them that need to know themselves. Those who think they are, but deep down they're not. They got a gin in them, yeah? Or they're carrying out something that is not. Oh, it's Shanika, Shanika wants to come in. It was to, you know, some of them. You should have let her in. You have to let her in it. Yeah. So that's what it is. Some of them are, some of them ain't. Some of them don't work with it. But one experience I had, one of the worst experience I had. I went to some hotel. I never told anybody this, but I'm gonna tell them because I'm in a really business. That was then, yeah. That time, that we don't like gays, we don't like lesbians. You know, that time in the 80s and them things. That we're not totally against that because we don't really work with it, yeah. And I went to this hotel and I stayed in this hotel for the night. And when I was coming down the hotel outside, I saw this Chris black gal. Chris, yeah. I said to myself, how come I never see her because we was there's a part where there's a pool room and everything. And she wasn't there. I said, so I'm going to sit down there and I'm talking to her for about half an hour or maybe more. I'm talking to her. We're having a nice conversation and that. She said that she's staying in the hotel. I said, all right, then I will link her later. I said, all right, cool. But then I went back in the hotel and there were some other girls there. And I said to her, who's that girl there? Because she wasn't there last night. They said to me, she's a man. I was like, what? She's a man?
See?
You mean to tell me I'm out there talking to a girl that looked like a man for over half an hour, thinking that, yo, me and you are going to link up later on? I got pissed. I was so pissed. I ran out the door looking for her. I said, I'm going to pull her. I was so vexed. It was more embarrassed and shame than vex. You know what I mean? I was so embarrassed and shame.
I know it's that men feel that, yeah.
Yeah, that I was like, and I was vexed. I was looking everywhere. I never saw it again. I never saw that person again. I was that pissed off. But it goes to show, you know, when you meet somebody in this time, as I always say, make sure you see their birth certificate.
I remember, like, back in the day. Well, I make myself sound really old, but I used to go out in London quite a lot. I still do, but like back then I was at this club, and they had these beautiful transgender women walk in, like absolutely stunning. And you wouldn't even think that they were a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, there were men dancing with them, and I kid you not, I don't even think they even realised that they were men.
Yeah, I would be surprised.
Because they were that precise with everything.
Yeah, they're much, they are.
Like, you know,
More
like,
perfect.
something like, you know, the Adam's apple are quite prominent. Nothing.
I saw some in the way, you know that?
Hey, Sharika, And
Well,
Shocked.
look, Pakistan, yeah? In
Yeah.
Pakistan, there are now there are a lot of transgender women that
Yeah.
become famous,
Yeah.
literally famous, making hell of a lot of money. And
Yeah.
this is Pakistan we're talking about, where it's forbidden.
Yeah.
And oh my God, they do not even
Fashion
look like
designers have become.
they
Yeah.
look so pretty.
Mm.
And it's just, and you know, like things like this should, I believe, equality and you know, getting the, you know, the transgender should not be frowned upon. And I think it's the, you know, at the end of the day, it's not their fault either, the way that they think, because it's all to do with hormones and the.
But also, Millie, may I stop you there? That's the transgender, isn't it? But in Pakistan, we've got the ones that are born as men, but they don't have their private part developed. And so they are also categorized as in that part where they are not men.
How they're treated, though, from birth.
Bad,
The
really
parents
bad.
don't want them. The parents
No,
don't.
but you know what they do? But what they started to do?
They give them up.
They don't give them up. There was I had to go and I checked this out. What they do, right? Obviously, some of them hide them and keep it quiet because they don't want the world to know. But what they started to do over there, this is donkey years, about 10, 15 years when I found out that to do. I didn't understand at that time. But when they used to hear a child of that kind is born in anyone's house, that particular group will go to their house and say, "Give us our baby."
Yeah, that's what they do.
And they'll take the baby. So most people hide it, but obviously most of the times they take the child and it's been brought up with them. They're dressed up as females, but they are on how can I say it? They're deformed. They're not actually, the male parts are not there. So it's there, but it's not there. If that makes sense to you. And they're in that position, and they take them and they look after them, and they get brought up with them.
They get brought up really well, to be honest with you.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, ladies, Unity.
Yes, dear.
Jasmine and Sharika wants to come in.
Okay, Sharika can come in and she can we can start off with her.
No, just add her to the call, innit? Add her to the call.
Okay, hold on, let me add him.
Yeah, just add her.
Okay. Sharika, you can finish the call off with them.
Yeah, just add her with the call. And we can ask her, would she like to be a man for the day? Yeah? For real.
Yeah.
Like our lot, and I like to say, big shout goes out to our little sister, you know what I mean, Lioness, out there, you know what I mean, going for the team, get well soon. Yes, Lioness, enough love to you, princess, we'll see you soon, get well. You know what I mean? And Shaheen, would you like to
Sharonika?
Hi, Sharonika.
Shanika, add your friends on. Add your friends on, babe.
You said what?
You can add your friends on. Add Jasmine on, and you get it.
Okay.
Okay, bless. You want to put the question?
Yeah. I'm trying to see it. All right.
Then.
All right. Sharonika, I've got a question for you. Right, for all of you. Yeah? And I want you all to answer one at a time, yeah? Mm-hmm. Would you like to be a man for a day?
Would I like to be a man for a day?
Yeah. Yeah.
For a day.
One day.
I couldn't do it.
No?
I could not do it. Let me see.
You could not do it, yeah?
A man for a day. I mean, like everything, the six-pack, everything, and you go out there and be a man for a day.
I couldn't.
Why?
Why not?
What puts you off? Even not being able to do that. What is it?
Shanika, that question's to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wait. You said why?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do it? Cause remember, all those boys, you can go and string them up, and give them some beating as well.
I said that's the reason why I wanted to do it, so I can go and get up.
Yeah, all those guys that bully you, you can just go and find them and give them a little slap. You'd be a man for a day,
Yeah.
Because I just I feel like there's a lot of pressure on a man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And so
Yeah.
I don't think I could be a man for a day. And I just couldn't.
What kind of pressure? What do you mean?
Because I'm too
What kind of pressure?
high.
Yeah, what kind of pressure were you talking about?
Pressure like with the police, pressure with discrimination, all in general. And I know how my mouth is. So by me being a woman, I get away with a lot of stuff even when I be
I agree.
But if I was a man and you pull me over and I ain't do nothing, I'm gonna be going back and forth with you, and I feel like it would just go worse. It'll be way worse. So
I think it's very, I agree. She's right. I agree with her. Because it's very difficult for men out there. We think it's easy for them. It's not. I think they carry more burden in that world out there, which we sometimes stay away from at home. We get away with murder. We do get away with murder a lot of ways.
Yes, Sharika.
Yeah, my mouth is sometimes my mouth can just be on go and just, especially when somebody try me, not know I'm not in wrong, but that's something I'm working on. But I just feel like if I was like a man for a day, I would run to a bullet. Like it been several times that it have incident or happen, and I'm sitting here going to the bullet. Like when the people shooting at, I'm sitting here going towards where they shooting, like doing stupid stuff. So it's not for me.
So what about Jasmine? Would Jasmine be a boyfriend, a man for the day? What about Jasmine? Would Jasmine be a man for the day?
She's too scared to come on, man. She don't want to answer that.
She can give all those.
She's not on it. Let me call her, bring her in, call both of them.
Because some women might want to be a man for the day just to get their own back on other men.
Me.
Millie.
Okay, Jasmine is on now.
All right. Jasmine's on now.
Hello.
Hi, Jasmine. How you doing?
Hi, babe.
We have a lovely question for you. The question is, would you like to be a man for the day? And if you were a man for the day, what would you do?
Jasmine, that's for you.
Yeah, to you, Jasmine. A real man, I mean the 6-pack, everything. Boxer shorts, the lot.
I don't really want to be.
Is it that bad? Is it that bad?
Oh no, bless.
So nobody wants to be a man. Jeez.
No one wants to be a man.
But now my kids are my everything in my world. But I don't like how the fact that the man can, like when the child's sick, the man can still be working. The mother always have to take out to do this. The mother always making all these sacrifices.
Yeah.
The man don't have to make that sacrifice like a mama do. So if it comes to that extent, then maybe. But I don't know. But no, I don't want to be no man.
You know what I say, ladies, right? I say there's a reason why God never made me a man. Do you get what I'm saying?
Say it. Tell it. They didn't hear you. Tell them what the reason was. Only me and Bless know.
I said, there's I say to myself, there's a reason why God never made me a man.
And the reason is?
Do you understand what I'm saying, ladies?
No, they don't.
Tell it out to them, man.
Because the same with me. I know the type of person that I am, and the mouth that I have on me, and the way that I am in myself. I think it can be quite dangerous.
You're the biggest player, basically.
Not just a player, but many other things at the same time. But I would use it to my advantage within those 24 hours.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. There you go. 4 votes against 1 man.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that Sharika is saying that she's actually identified the pressures that a man is under. Because that's another point. Because a woman can just dress up good and go into a place and get a job, or she can just put up and jazz up herself and make her look a certain way. But man is just man. All a man can do is put on a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's still a man. He's gonna get some pressures and thing out there sometimes. I had a lot of pressure growing up as a man. Now she's mentioning it. So yeah, she got a point.
Yeah, she got
a point.
Absolutely.
So, Sharika.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are we doing today?
We have you talking about what I'm doing, or
Yeah.
as to my being blessed.
Yeah.
Blessed.
Yeah. Your thing's going funny.
You asking what the topic is? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You asking about the topic,
Yeah.
or you what I have planned for today?
No, the topic.
Basically, how being locked up can change your life for the better or for the worse.
Locked up like the lockdown, or locked up in prison, or locked up is in lockdown like we are now.
Lockdown. I think it's lockdown.
You said what? Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a bit slow though.
With the connection. I think when she said locked up, she means like incarcerated.
Oh.
Okay, I'm in prison.
Oh. It would change you, man.
Yes.
It would change you.
You mean locked up like incarcerated? Yeah, she the guest for today, she got locked up. She went from being a social worker to getting locked up from killing someone, and her whole life.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get her on. She's at the bottom. I'm calling her again to bring her up.
Okay. So we'll talk a bit about your guest, so the audience can understand where she's coming from.
We got to end the show though. We got to end our show.
She live in.
Go on, carry on.
Yeah, she live in South Carolina. I know she have a son, and the incident that her name Keisha, when I talked to her, she basically explained that she used to be a worker, and what happened was she had an a car accident, and killed someone in a car accident, and so she went to, I don't know, she said jail or prison. I can't remember which one, but I know she was locked up for 6 months. So therefore, she lost her job. She lost everything.
Wow.
But she told me to say that.
Okay, so we're going to stop you there because we have to say goodbye because obviously my show ends now and you're going to come on board. I would just like to thank you, thank Bless, thank my guest, Millie, for coming on. You know, but we're gonna have to leave now and let you host the show and let you bring your guest.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank
you.
You welcome. Have a good one.
Welcome.
All right, then.
All right.
Okay, Bless. Thank you very much for having me on, Bless.
No problem.